Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Stoney The Storyman here. I just want to go ahead and start the story off with this was a very bad experience for me, and you should not attempt this if you do not feel ready for it. So, I'm going to leave it at that. And yeah, let's get into it. As you can tell, this story is about a edible gone wrong. And, well, it's not really an edible, but similar. And yeah, this is my story personally, and I hope you enjoy. So let's get into it. So at the time, this was about 2 years back, I believe. No, this was about a year back, actually. It's been about a year and a half since this happened. I was looking for new plugs at the time, and I was looking to get like some different shit, because I had one plug who served over by my dad's house, and he was my main one, and then I had one that would deliver to me over at my mom's house, but honestly, he's a piece of shit. He would skimp you on your weed. His edibles were ass. Just not good shit. I don't buy from this kid anymore, but anyways, moving on. Because of that, I was looking to get some shit from a different guy. And I happened to find this Snapchat one day called the Cola Connect was his name, and it was a guy in a blue bunny costume. Fuck. But I thought that was fucking hilarious, so I immediately look on his story, and of course there's weed. And it's like in a trash can, one of those small trash cans, maybe 2 feet tall, maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall, somewhere in there. He's got it like 3/4 of the way full of weed, maybe. And it doesn't look like it's fucking exotic or OG or anything like that. It don't look gas, but he picks it up and lets it fall through his fingers. I'm like, well, that's fucking disgusting, but it looks like it's okay shit. And I don't plan on buying weed because this will be from my mom's house. So I look on a story more, and this guy's got way more options. He's got dispos, which are disposables for those of you who don't know. And then he's got eddies as well. He's got a huge variety of mainly eddies. He's got tons of different eddies. He's got weed, which, I had weed, I was good. So I looked at his dispos and I was like, damn, those are looking fire. So I slide up and I'm like, hey, how much for one of those dispos and how much for the edibles? And he said it's $45, I believe, for the dispo. And then it's $25 per edible. And I was like, damn, this motherfucker taxing the fuck out of me. And he was, of course, he was taxing me. Especially on the edibles, he was hitting me hard with it. On the dispo, though, it wasn't a bad price. But I was like, alright. I saw something else on your story, and I was like, how much are these syrup things? Because this guy, it was the first time I'd ever seen him. But he had these 3 bottles. They were maybe the size of a small water bottle. A little bit smaller than those. Probably 3/4 the size of one. And he had a blue one, a red one, I think a yellow one. It was blue raspberry, cherry or something like that, and I don't know what the yellow one was. But I was like, how much are those? And what the fuck are those? He's like, oh, it's a syrup. It's like an Eddie syrup, basically. And I was like, oh shit, how much? And he's like, 80. And I was like, oh fuck. It's a lot. That's steep. And I was like, are they good? And he's like, yeah, they're really fucking good. They'll have you on your fucking ass. And I was like, how do you take them? And he's like, oh, you just mix them with a drink, or you can drink them straight up. And I was like, okay, let me get one of those and one of the dispos. And he's like, okay, which ones? And I was like, which ones are your favorite? And he's like, the blue raz is good. And then I can't remember what I got on the dispo, but he's like, yeah, this is good too. And I was like, all right, give me one of each. He's like, all right, that'll be 110. I believe what he came out to be, or 120, something like that. I can't exactly remember, but I was like, can you meet me here after work? And he's like, yeah. And this plug, the only thing I don't like about him, our motherfucker takes forever to respond, swear to God. So yeah, 2 hours later, by the time we have the whole thing set up, I was at work, but by the time we have the whole thing set up, it was 4:30. And I started this conversation at 9:30, 10 in the morning. This motherfucker just took forever to reply. If the longest I think I took was 30 something minutes. But I'm at work, so I can't really help that. So we get it, a done deal. I managed to get to the bank before 5 when they close, and I managed to pull out some money. I already had a bit of cash on me, So I only pulled out like $60. And I immediately tell him, I'm like, hey, where do you want to meet at? And he's like, oh yeah, meet me at this Dollar Tree. And I was like, okay. Oh no, sorry. I was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to come meet you. Is that okay? He's like, yeah. I was like, do you deliver? And he's like, yeah, I do. And I was like, okay. Do you deliver over in this part of town? And he's like, yeah, send me the address so just to make sure. I sent him the address. He's like, yeah, I can deliver there. And I was like, all right, bet. So he goes and fuck. No, we finished the deal at like 2 something. Sorry. And he gets there at like 3:25. So kids are like getting out of school. You know, buses are coming. And he texts me, he's like, yo, I'm at the house. Is this it? He's like, send the money on Cash App because that's what we arranged. I'd never done Cash App before. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to try it. And I had problems with it because I never used it. And my cellular data was shit. Fuck Verizon. If they're listening, fuck you. Get better cellular data. But he goes to my house and he's like, yo, there's people around here. I was like, yeah, it's the middle of the day. He's like, send that payment. And I was like, just swing back by around and then it'll be there. He's like, okay. So he swings back by around the neighborhood and he drops it off in the mailbox, sends me a picture to make sure it's there. I see it's my house in my mailbox and stuff. And I was like, all right, money's to you. Thank you and have a good day. I appreciate it. He's like, yeah, no problem. Well, I get home after work that day. And I just remember, like, I was like, I'll go check the mail. Immediately told my mom that. And she's like, oh, okay, that's fine. I run down there. Like, I walk outside calmly. And then as soon as I'm outside, fucking book it down the driveway. It's only like 40-foot driveway, maybe 50. It's like 20 yards maybe. But I fucking run that bitch quick as fuck. And it's downhill. Get there. I stop. I open up the mailbox. It's one of those brick ones too. So I open up the mailbox. I see it's in there. And he had it tucked away in the back like I had asked him to. And he had some stuff on it. So I grab it. I stick it in my pocket. I move all the stuff from that one pocket over to another pocket. And I take my phone out. That way my one pocket doesn't look too bulky. So I grab all the mail and stuff. And I have my shirt over like my pockets kind of. Because I was wearing a large shirt. And they're pretty long. So I had it like cover my pockets for the most part. And close the mailbox. Grab the mail. And I'm going back inside. Getting back inside. I set the mail on the counter. And that day I had actually bought, like, at the time I'd been going to Dollar General a lot. And I had bought a Brisk, actually, this day. No, I bought a Minute Maid this day, actually. I bought a Minute Maid. And it was a blue raspberry one, is what it was, because I bought one on the way home from work. But, I opened that bitch up, I drink a little bit, and the plug had told me specifically, when I was buying it, he's like, do not take more than half. He's like, just don't take more than half. And I was like, fuck. If the plug said, and I was like, I'm gonna go a little easy on it, because in this bottle, forgot to mention this, it was 1,200 fucking milligrams. In this small ass bottle, it was 1,200 milligrams. This shit was no joke. It was strong shit. So my ass is like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to the plug. I open up this Minute Maid, drink a little bit, you know, take like one sip, and then I pour maybe a quarter of this blue thing in. And I start sipping on it. I shake the Minute Maid first. And then I start sipping on it after shaking for like 5 minutes to make sure it's all good. And you can't even tell because it's a blue raz Minute Maid. So it worked out perfectly. And I use this trick a lot. For those of you who don't know, if you have like a red flavored, you know, THC thing or something like that, mix it with like a fruit punch thing, you know, that's red. Just can't tell. But I started sipping on this shit, and I think I can't even fucking remember. I think I was playing video games or something. But after like an hour and a half, 2 hours, I was like, is this shit gonna fucking kick in? Like, what the fuck? I was getting a bit pissed, honestly, at this point. I was like, if this motherfucker ripped me off, I was like, I'm calling back and I'm gonna beat his ass. Like, swear to God, I'll be like, yeah, come deliver some shit real quick. But, that didn't happen, thank God, you know, or I wouldn't be making this story. And maybe like another 30 minutes goes by and I was like, you know what, fuck this. It had been like an hour and 40 at this point. This is the longest it had ever taken for an edible to kick in for me. And I was like, fuck this. And by this point, I'd gone through more than half that Minute Maid. I'd gone through like 3/4 of it. Because at this point, I was just getting pissed. And I was like, maybe I'm just not taking enough. Maybe I'm just not taking enough. Like a dumbass. And this fucking shit hits me. I think I was watching TV now at this point. Like, I'd switched over to TV because I was like, fuck this. It hits me hard as fuck. It's probably like 10 o'clock when it hits me. And I go to bed at like 11:30, 11:45ish. And I was like, fuck, man. I was like, holy shit. Within like 3-4 minutes, I was high off my ass. I was probably like a solid 8 or 9. And it showed no signs of stopping. So I just kept getting higher and fucking higher. And I was like, oh, fucking no. I was like, holy shit. Oh my God. I was like, the room's starting to fucking spin. I was sitting up in my bed, with my knees up, and I was like, I wasn't like, they weren't to my chest or anything, just with my knees up a bit, and I remember sitting there, and the room's fucking spinning, and I'm spinning a little bit with it, and I'm like, holy shit. I was like, I can't fucking do this. I was like, I am literally spinning around this fucking room. I'm too high. I think 15 minutes after this, I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And the spins were so bad because I was so high that I was like, I gotta go to sleep. I was like, I don't care about brushing my teeth, showering tonight, or anything like that. I was like, just gotta go to sleep. So I set my alarms, I turn off my light, and I try and go to sleep. And literally, probably like 15 minutes goes by, can't go to sleep. The spins are affecting me so bad that I can't go to sleep. Well, eventually, I was like, fuck, I might have to ride this out. It turns around like 11:15, and the spins are slowly dying out, and I was like, holy fuck. I was like, holy fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. I was like, fuck this. But they died out, and I was like, oh, thank you, God. And I just remember, I ended up falling asleep. Like, almost as soon as they were done, I fell asleep. I was like, fuck. I woke up, and I was just like, holy fucking shit. I walk over to the mirror, and I am drowsy as fuck. I feel like someone just slipped me like a fucking sleeping pill or something like that. And I look at my eyes, and I look high, but my eyes are fine completely. But like my eyes are low. Like I look like I just had an hour of sleep. So I was like, oh fuck, man. So that day I had to work. So I get ready for work. I go in. And no matter what I did, I was tired this entire day. I was tired this entire day. And I go in, and it turns like my coworkers notice I'm tired, and I was like, yeah. And my coworker who worked the same position as me, she's about my age, she knew I smoked and stuff like that. I told her. She's like, why are you so tired? And I was like, you really want to know? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I think it's because of a fucking edible thing I took yesterday. And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah. And she just starts fucking laughing her ass off. I was like, quiet down, quiet down. We have someone next to us, like in another office. Like they were a door over. And she's like, okay. And it eventually gets to the point where like 10:30, I walk up to the front desk lady, and I'm not someone who drinks coffee. I don't like the taste of it at all. But I walk up to her because I was at the point where I was like, I might fall asleep on the fucking job. And my job consists of driving, so that's not really good. So I was like, is there any way I walk up to her, and I was like, is there any way you can show me how to make coffee? I was like, I don't know how to do anything with it. Can you show me how to do it? She looks at me, and she's like, of course, baby. Let me help you real quick. And I was like, thank you so much. She's like, are you tired today? And I was like, yeah, I'm very tired. She's like, why? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. I don't think I got enough sleep. I'm not sure. She's like, oh, okay. All right. Well, she didn't question it anymore. She shows me how to make coffee, and she's like, all right, I just made coffee like 30 minutes ago. Pour you a cup, it's still warm. And she tells me like what creamer is used for, what sugar is used for, because fuck, I didn't know. So I put some creamer in, then I put some sugar in, I stir that bitch, because I don't like the taste of coffee. so I gotta make it bearable. And I just remember I go back into that room holding that cup of coffee. It's in the conference room. I'm sitting there and I'm slowly sipping this coffee. I just remember like 30 minutes goes by and I finally get some form of energy, which I guess is why people drink coffee. This is what I found out that day, was like why people actually drink coffee, like what it feels like. But I had like a boost of energy. Like if I was like on probably like a 3 energy level, I immediately shot up to like a 6, and it woke me up a lot more. And I was like, I walked out, finished the cup. After finishing the cup, and I was like, thank you so much. I was like, I feel so much better. And she's like, I'm so glad. I was like, yeah, thank you. You're a lifesaver. And she's like, well, you're welcome, darling. Well, after that, day continues on. And yeah, I was just like, I can never do that much again, like ever. Well, my dumbass, of course, does it again, but that's a story for another time. And the next time I do it, I did quite a lot of that one and something else. And, with weed on top of that. But like I said, story for another time. I'll request it if y'all want it in the comments below. You can straight up ask for it and I'll record it soon. Yeah, leave a like down below if you liked the video. Leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Leave a comment down below, please. I would really appreciate that. Subscribe if you would like to. If you want to know about future videos coming up, I have a Snapchat down in the description below. And yeah, that's all for today. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful day. This is Stoney the Storyman here, and out.